let's continue playing Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising, and we go into the final mission of the Blue Moon side of the campaign. Another factory mission. Oh, when did they arrive here at the factory? We in trouble? You're a reckless thing, aren't you? How do you plan on explaining this to Hawk? Flack, the factory's too close to those silos. What happens if it gets hit with a missile?
I hadn't thought of that.
Those missiles won't even scratch my lash armor. And that pipe seam is totally wrapped in the stuff. Can't wait to start using my factory to make them all miserable.
Don't worry, Adder. Lash has a plan.
I can deploy any unit I like, right? I wonder if those two can handle this.
Grit! Are we ready, Grit?
Yes, sir, boss. Ready when you are. Commander-in-Chief of Orange Star is approaching.
Orange Star? Sure in.
It's been a long time, Olaf.
No. What are you doing here? I didn't request reinforcements.
No, but I did.
Grit! Why, you don't get... Are you familiar with the concept of chain of command?
Commander Olaf, Commander Grit did what he thought was best for Blue Moon.
I know that, boy. Now shush!
This is a vital strategic location. Orange Star offers its aid.
See, this is our territory. I'm of a mind to send you packing. However, we are a bit short-handed, so I'll accept your offer.
Commander Olaf, the troops are ready when you are, sir.
Very well. Let's not fall behind. Advance on all fronts.
Brilliant work, Commander Grit. Seeing Blue Moon's danger and rallying our allies so quickly?
Oh, that. Anything to keep him getting shut up, son.
What? That was your reasoning? Commander Grit, wait up, sir. So, we have CO selection to go with. And since this is a deployment map, it is very tempting to go with Colin. And actually, we're going to go with Colin. The second side of the map is actually kind of important for various reasons. In fact, if I was thinking about this when I started this, I would have actually played the Yellow Comet missions first. Because the perfect CO to have here is Canby. And if I'd have done all the Yellow Comet side of things first, I'd have full reign over the Yellow forces, as well as the Reds. So we're going to go with Max, who's probably the next best person for this sort of job. So similar to the same mission in the Orange Star mission, in order to win this, we have to blow up the pipe. Father, Mother, people of Blue Moon, I promise you I will win.
That itty-bitty girl's the enemy? This is some kind of joke. In any case, I'm good to go.
So, as we can see, Max has brought in a few forces, but nothing majorly significant. He also controls none of the territories on the map. However, we have a plan. This is an airport. That is another airport. This is where the seam is. Clearly, if Max has a bomber run, we already know Max can destroy a pipe in one attack with a bomber. So that is the strategy we're going to be attempting to do here. Meaning we need to have him save up in the region of 22,000. And in addition to that, we also have to secure this and hold it for long enough to actually build a bomber. Not easy with the troops we've currently got, but we start with Colin's side. Now, Colin can, of course, go and has to try and hold off the forces that will be spilling out of here. There's lots and lots of woodland, which gives Lash attack boosts, and also she can move through them perfectly fine. So to start with, triple infantry. Now, it's tempting to have Max go and take what the attack this base, but I think we want to keep everything we can on Colin's side of things, and just try and max our funds a little more. So, in turn, Max is going to go on a bit of a journey. He's going to go this way. So in 2 turns, he'll be in position to take this APC, regardless of what they build. And they only have 2 bases back and 6 properties at this stage. This is not a map they're going to have a lot of money on, but they are going to deploy a lot of troops out of here. And as already mentioned, they have attack boosts. Infantry will go and attack and grab some territories because we need to earn some cash. Currently we have 0. The other side of this coin here is that we can't really afford to have the things repaired a lot. But we have some of the best direct... We are pretty good in direct combat. We even have the basic artillery if we wanted as well. We can hold this place off, grab these 3 properties. You know, we might even be able to hold it. We might even be able to sneak off and grab one of those silos. We do not want Lash having him. So one mech already deployed out of there. On top of the 2 infantry. So she's away. Next up, we need to grab these bases. So we can see we sort of have a natural progression with these 3 infantry. They go there, there, and there, and this one will eventually go off and run towards that silo in a couple of turns. So we actually don't need any more infantry officially to just go and attack. What we really need to do is start disrupting. So, or I could go APC at this point, APC infantry. The downside is I don't have anything quite close enough. So I can build an APC once I got that ready. I think what I should do now is actually go a bit more on the attack. So I'm going to buy 2 recons and a spare infantry. And go. Next turn we'll build a APC. So the first of our resources gone. 1,000 a turn. Next we deploy. Now he's still quite a way away and we've got a few blocking pieces in position, but this airport has to be gotten. The other thing we do not want them doing is grabbing this airport. This airport we got to defend, which means I might have to send some troops over to go and secure that. Meantime, Max is going to just do his thing and try and secure the middle. 1,000 a turn, 2,000 once we get that. It's going to take a little while. 3 reconnaissance units deployed on turn 2. That's not even funny. Okay, so already we have 3 superior reconnaissance against the 2 we just deployed last turn. All in all, could be better. And I'm kind of wishing I'd deployed the tank this time. Good news is we do have a lot of things secured, and we already know that Max's units will be stronger. So what we want to do is we want to go and basically prevent them from grabbing this. They have no infantry on that side of the board, actually. But they have an APC and can get to it quickly. So now we deploy a... We can't deploy a tank. That's annoying. We're going to deploy an APC. And we're going to save the rest of the cash. Right, 1,000 earned. Going to grab the second city and also this. So as of that turn, we'll start getting 3,000. And now we want to start considering how we can best hurt them. Now they can't get to this, but I'm actually inclined to advance with my tanks and see if I can't disrupt what they're up to a little. Because at this point I don't really need to worry about defending this place too hard. I have superior troops to everything they've got there, though they will have recons on the deploy, which... Or whatever they decide to deploy this turn, actually. It could be even worse. I might have made an error there. Still... So, you know what? I think that's fine. We're just going to start worrying them. They didn't actually deploy anything this turn, which I'm honestly thankful for. In comes some more reconnaissance. So they're sort of moving towards us with probable intent of just trying to weaken Colin's forces a little. So we can go and grab this. We can go and grab this. Next thing, we need to go and try and secure... Actually, do we want to do that? No. See, they haven't actually gone for that airport yet, and that might be an interesting grab. It'll give us a second option anyway. I've really got nothing I can do with you. I'm going to advance you and get you killed. And since I'm not going to do that, I'm going to hold you back in reserve. You're going to head and rush into the woods for defense. You're going to rush over there and just try and keep this guy safe for a little bit. Meantime, we're deploying a tank. And I'm going to deploy another... I'm going to deploy another recon, but I'm going to save the funds. Something I do a lot in this game, I spend my money when I really should be saving. Okay, so that takes us up to 3,000 a turn. And now we need to start trying to clear some board. So first off, we can destroy the mech unit outright. This is why you want Max or Canby, because they just have the ability to just wipe things out. That wouldn't wipe you out, but it would make you much less of a threat and allows us to move across to the right-hand side of the board, protect the other airport, which is the last thing you want Lash having. Mind you, she could... there's a reasonably probable chance she's gonna go and just get a bomber out of the factory anyway. And if that happens, well, yeah. That's fun. Right. Now we just have to hold. And because we just have to hold, I'm actually tempted to go and grab... No, I wouldn't deploy far enough. By doing that, I can at least use... I suppose it doesn't actually matter in that case, because it's going to be put in there anyway. Well, let's just see what happens here. Max is deployed. 3,000 earned. Artillery and tank. Artillery and tank is a bit of a problem, but not a massive one. That's the big problem we have with the artillery tank, is that it's going to heavily wound our anti-air, but we can counterattack with our own tanks next turn. Meanwhile, there's an anti-air on the deploy, but it's on the wrong side. Right. This gives us some options. Option I'd like to consider, actually, is just moving my recons up and just seeing... Am I getting a bit closer here? Through the woods and deploy next turn means I can probably have a reasonable go at grabbing it. The downside is that tank's going to get there first. So, we need to come up a bit harder on that side of the board. Well, we're going that way. And you're heading up. So, what else can I deploy now? I can deploy mid-tanks out of here, and while they are going to be slow, bulky, and whatever else, they are mid-tanks. And she's got enough funding to do mid-tanks now, so I really have to be on top of things. So that's how I'm going to do that. Right. Next up, need to hurt the tank. And that's the best way I can hurt the tank. Now, they deploy anything really horrible in the middle this turn, I'm losing that tank. But currently, I've not got a lot else to worry about. Yeah, you can go and attack there. Probably go down to... Nope, we hold on 4. There's a chance it'll survive the double recon attack. Oh, darn it. I was half hopeful that I'd be able to just finish off that tank unit, but as it stands, I'm going to have to leave it like that. Yeah, where's your attack range? Down to there. Right, you get to there. You block. 5,000 is all we have currently. Love to get a few more. But 5,000 will do for now. We get 3,000 a turn, meaning we'll be able to buy our bomber. 22,000. So it's going to take us a while. A couple of rounds of battlecopter will do, but I have no doubt they'll deploy something on that side of the board to annoy us later. Yeah, we just cannot do any damage to that, so I might as well leave it in place. Alright, what are you getting? Yeah, mid-tank. I think we might need to give Max some more money. Rather urgently. Or we're going to have to win that war on the right and grab that extra... Ow. Okay, Colin's in a bit of trouble now because I don't have a lot else I can defend with. Yeah, Max is basically out. Alright, so counterattacking in the middle was not a good plan. 10,000 earned. The good news is I can have a go for that. I can have a go for it soon. Don't have the movement to make it. I'm gonna counterattack. I shouldn't have actually done that because I've just realised I've messed up. That infantry can get to that missile. Ah. It's alright, we've got our own missiles. probably have saved them in all honesty, but let's just check where the range on that mid-tank is. And then we're advancing with the mid-tank. Alright, protect max, and... God darn it. Right. Good news is, artillery. We used artillery and it worked. Right, second bit of good news, we're now up to 4,000 per, which is going to accelerate us a little bit. So, we'll go to 12, 16, 20. I need to hold for 4 more turns. I can build the bomber, turn 1 to get to there, turn 2 to get to a position where we can hurt the pipe. And Max can kill it in one go. What we need to do now is try and minimize damage that's going to come in. The downside with damage that is definitely going to come in is that I don't think I can actually stop it. So, given that I cannot stop it, what is the best thing I can do to help myself win at this point? Probably that. Because it's, again, A secures the right hand side of the board, B gives Max a power boost. Yeah, let's see how I can make this work. So I'm just going to get hit by the AP. Well, we're going to move there anyway, but we're going to get hit by that anyway. I do half damage to that, but it's actually better that I hold off and try and just make a base defense of this. I could go Battlecopter and try and win it that way. It'd be a cheaper way of winning, but would I get 2 turns of non-A anti-air support? A powered up Battlecopter might be enough. That is going to hurt. That's going to hurt more, actually, because that now means I need 3 turns to take that airport. And this is just going to remove Max's last tank from the board. This may be a redeploy. I may have to redo this. Yeah, I figured that one was going to happen. So maybe I needed to secure Max's territory earlier. Maybe not move my... Maybe I should have left the base for him, actually, because that would allow me to go and spill out a bit faster. If that is our strategy, and it is a good strategy, it works, because we can get up there and secure it in a few turns. But clearly, I need the extra funding from there and there. So, how to play this bit? I can do 40% damage to you, but you have the basically in a territory bonus. This is unfortunately going to be a bit of a doomed project, but we're going to hold this off as much as possible. If I can hold for 3 turns, that will actually give us a bomber there, and I can start then counterattacking. I can also deploy multiple mid-tanks now. In fact, I can deploy a neo-tank, which is probably what I'm going to do. Next turn, we have a silo of our own. What's the range on that mid-tank? The mid-tank actually doesn't have the ability to attack an awful lot. I think we're going destruction with this one. Knocked it down to 1. I could be able to kill it with the infantry now. Yeah, I'm going to try and kill it with the infantry. Yeah. There's a 0 to 10% variance on any attack with characters who have base luck. It was worth a shot. Okay, in 10. So Max is now up to 12,000. This is sort of desperate. And it showed. But actually, Max is now being left alone. I'm going to leave the recon there because it's going to start draining some of his funding. Getting rid of the artillery, though, is going to be help. The downside is I think we've given Lasher power. And given everything else... That'll do. Yeah, it was 800, but 800 could be critical later. And no, she's saving up for a superpower. Can I hold that off? I can probably get the airport, but honestly, it's not looking good for getting a lot out of that. They have too many anti-airs nearby. And I can't weaken it, but I know, in fact, I don't have anything there at all to stop that anti-air coming over next couple of turns. Bomber gets built, Bomber gets attacked, Bomber heals slightly. Bomber's not strong enough, and with Colin, that's even more of a problem. The good news, in comes Neo Tank. And actually, you're just on a silo, so that's not actually enough to heal. And they've got nothing else nearby, so this might actually be a reasonable counterattack coming on here. 2 heavy tanks, but they're going to deploy something in the middle, which is going to make things horrific. Still, we secured the middle, and we can build Neo tanks every turn. With that going for us, plus a silo, which we should get to hit. I think that's as good as we're going to manage, because we do want to... No, actually, that's a better one. The infantry we don't care about, but weakening the things that are going to hurt our mid-tank, they're much more important. Right, next up, we're attacking the tank. I wanted to save the hit points to try and hurt the anti-air, but it's best to try and just weaken their attack as much as possible. Especially when we've only got a 1 strength recon available. Meanwhile, Max is up to 5,000. So, hold on. 5,000? I don't know where we're getting 5,000 from. We'll deploy like that, because we want to encourage people to attack and then have them fail. But we're close. 6 away. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 territories. So 2 turns is what we're getting here. And that'll be double bomber effective. They draw Neo Tank, Rocket, and a infantry. Rocket immediately hurts us on the counterattack. Okay, that was the worst thing they could have deployed there. At the best moment for them. Good news is, even though they've cracked the defense around the infantry is going to take that. And yeah, there we go. There. Mid-tank now attacks near-tank, surely. Actually, is super powered next turn. So this is going amazingly. But no anti-air whatsoever. I mean, this is just the silly part of this. I've messed this up quite heavily, but I'm still going to win. I'm not going to get that S rank this round, though. I might have to redo. I'll change characters up. Well, I might change Colin up. Because it occurs to me Olaf would be a better choice here. And it's very rare for Olaf in a co-op map to be any good, but actually, I think the ability to slow movement up for everybody is not actually a bad thing, as long as we time it so it doesn't work during our bomber run. I want to save money. How much have I got, actually? The intel. So I have 12 bases, so I can afford to spend 12,000 here. So I'm gonna put myself on another mid tank. In fact, I can actually money myself up if I wanted to, and I should have done that turn. Right, 20,000. Nice, hold steady. So it's still going to take me 3 turns to do this. And I do not see us getting anything for technique. I can't even remember what I did with that. Oh yeah, attack the other Neo tank. But now we're basically out of troops, and now they're going to spill out, and this is going to spell some problems for us. Especially she's now at double defense, which is a huge attack boost actually in a lot of cases. Well, Max, you did well to hold out. If they don't have an anti-air near you, you've at least got the killer weapon away. And they don't, actually. I've mentioned nuke the anti-airs. Oh, no, they do have that 7. Oh, I need something to survive, really. A 4-strength infantry, 4-strength mech, which actually is going to be 6 strength. By the time I get there, is not really what I had in mind. Still. Still bomber deployed. So I think looking at having to do this another time for an S rank, I think we're just going to have to be a bit more on top of things. Next turn I can also... Oh, actually, that means I can do it in one... Yes, I've got the 1-turn kill this way around as well. They've deployed that. But if I have a 1-turn kill, that shouldn't matter anyway. So Max is very, very much at his limit here. And I just don't see how I can hold this off. So I'm going to attack the anti-air. Now, Max is still going to take... It's going to get hit. But she's not going to have an attack boost against that. I'm going to heal by 2 anyway at the start of the turn. That bomber should be fine. At least fine enough that with Max's superpower, which he should have by that point, and his minor power if he doesn't, one of these two should be able to win this battle in the turn afterwards. Probably Colin. In fact, they didn't even attack it. I'm curious what score I get out of this. Anyway, so Bomber moves up. Now Bomber has a movement of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no way I can make that any closer, is it? So it's going to take yet more rounds to get there. Alright, Max, you just got to avoid their thing there, which you should be able to do. In fact, it's going to be worse for you, actually, because we've still got 2 turns to do this. Yeah, this is not the way to do this. I've just decided that now. So, I'm actually going to redo this, I feel. But, no, I mean, I'm going to see what the score I get is, but I want to do this again because I want to get the other S rank. I'm not obsessing about getting the S ranks, really. It's just, I did redo the previous ones of the final mission when I didn't get S ranks. Though I had better planned with those, in all honesty. This one has just gone a bit out of control. Okay. So it doesn't really matter where I put you. You're gonna get into range there. As long as I don't lose the headquarters, which I shouldn't do from this point. Yeah, Lash has no way of really stopping Blue from doing anything. The only downside might occur is if I end up losing all my units. Which, meh, won't happen either, actually, because I've got the thing there. Put another bomber. Why not? Oh, nothing better to do with this at this stage. Mass comes in, says, "Oi, you! With the rockets! Boom!" Does this unlock superpower for you? Yes, it does. I imagine Colin, with the amount of money he's got, is enough for a win, if not for a particular good result. Bye-bye, airport. I had nothing to say. Well, they've taken over the base. Okay. So let's have a superpower from Colin, shall we? So, his superpower, basically massive power increase due to the amount of money he has. And with 23,000, this should be reasonable. Unfortunately, the only thing I can really destroy here, my great power, I will destroy this reconnaissance unit! It deserved it. We all know it. And with the great infantry power, I can do no damage. So we're not going to bother with anything there. Meantime, let's see if we actually do win with, yeah, 151% damage.
Mr. Slash, wait for us!
Yes, a victory for our army. Victory for Blue Moon. Commander Olaf. Wow, even cries big. More than anyone else I know, Boss lives for his country. And those are tears of pure joy. Really? Commander Olaf is a truly great leader. Of course, so are you, Commander Grit. Got that out, Colin. I ain't used to anyone singing my praises.
Colin's right. In fact, you're both great commanders. You're the mold from which great CEOs are made. You're the children of Blue Moon. You're my children.
Your children? You're trying to scare Colin half to death. Do you ever ring in, eh, big dog? Well, listen, Max. I want to thank you all for being so neighborly helping us out. This war is going to drag on a bit, so we'll return the favor someday soon. So long. Commander Grit? Wait for me.
Thanking others for their goodwill is nothing to be shy about. The ability to express gratitude is as beautiful as the aurora itself. Grit, Colin?
It's like pieces return to Blue Moon. Their CEOs get along well, don't they? They're like a happy family. You think so? It looks a bit dysfunctional to me. Blue Moon safe and sound. Let's head home. Huzzah!
Mission completed.
B rank? Yeah, I called that pretty accurately. So I may redo this. I'm not 100% at this point. I'll put a save state up and we'll see how we feel. So next video might be a repeat just to get the S rank. Or we might move on to the yellow comic missions. I'm not sure. Until then. Okay, take 2 of the Factory Blues. This time, though, we are using Olaf and Max. And the reason we're using Olaf is, again, because it's got a reasonable chance of slowing people down. So, what we're going to do also with this is we're going to leave these 2 properties for Max to have. And the reason we want to do that is we want him to get up to that value as soon as possible. We still need to go and grab the as many of the areas as possible, and certainly we need to make more of an effort to get these, which is what Olaf is majorly going to be concentrating on for his troops. But we need to have more money by the time we get to this one. If it's a second property, that's going to cause us some problems. We still need to go for it as soon as possible. A, because it's an empty property, and B, because, you know, it's the plan. Yeah, it's better if we just move up. And we're probably going to do less. We're going to be less involved in taking the middle. We might actually just play the defensive game a little bit here. Because, honestly, we took it without any problems last time. And if we don't need to worry about holding it as much, we can probably get away with things. So we 1 turn slower on getting the second property and getting some cash in. But once we have that under control, we can then start building a few extra infantry and just grabbing some extra territories that way. Possibly not the most optimal move, but that's how we're going to play it. So, Olaf. Olaf does need to go and grab each of these as much as he can, and then we need to go and consider an APC, but not this turn. This turn, we're just going to build an extra infantry. Actually, how many territories are we going to have? We got 4, so 5 rather. So we can actually go and have a reconnaissance unit and still have enough to go for APC and things. So that's how I'm going to do it this time. Meanwhile, Max, start grabbing that. You can start grabbing that a turn afterwards. And everybody else is just going to position defensively towards the back. Okay, in turn. Turn 2, 3 reconnaissance units. And some infantry. This is why we're not too concerned about it. We just cannot sweep the middle that quickly. Okay, APC, and I'm going to leave the rest of the cash in hand and just secure this. And 10. Alright, so property 1 secured. He'll have property 2 later. The APC will come back because might as well. And this will be the only unit we really have on the defense on this side. It should be the only one we need. Really, all we're going to be doing from here is just trying to hold the middle a little bit. In fact, that's not really a good placement for you, but that's fine. APC heads back down because we need it to go and transfer people around a bit later. It's all about how quickly can we get max to 22,000. I think this way is a bit quicker. We know it's going to take a few turns after that, but hopefully by then we can start concentrating on actual points and things. Now this guy is going to go and grab this, then go for the extra missile, and we're going to use that opportunity. Oh, by the way, we're going to sort of hang out over here. Support you. We're going to build a tank, and we're going to build another recon. Actually, we're not going to build a second reconnaissance unit. We want to hold things off. We still want to creep this one, and we don't want them to have it, so that's why I'm moving the recon up. I think we're going to have to secure that, though. So, here's the thing that we need to do. First off, we need to make sure you do not get that silo. And we're going to do this by, firstly, attacking there. Knocking down to 2. Darn it, that's what I should have done. I should have had that prepared. Doesn't matter. We got our airport there. You can then go up and grab that. You need to go and grab that. And we're going to spend our first 1,000. Because we want to deploy and grab these soon. So that'll save us a turn there. Because attack is better than defense, and it also blocks them from moving around us, we do that. So no silo for you this turn. Does mean you're a bit exposed, but honestly not a lot I can do about that. Honestly, sitting on the silo is not a bad play in terms of just defending it. You've got nothing that gets really close enough to worry me there, so I'm actually going to deploy down and just try and help secure that. Until they send people off to go and grab this one, there's no point in me defending it really. And I don't need to be there. I'm actually just going to make you come to me if you're gonna if you want to take that easy attack, which they will do. The AI likes to take the sort of attacks where they can't attack back. I think that's an okay thing. Alright, 8-6 against Lash is not bad on the defense. Can live with that. This is going to hurt a little more. But that's their new tank they got this turn. So yeah, they bust through. I think they bust through anyway. I'd be surprised if the tank survives that. It didn't. So now they are very much on that. So what can Olaf do from here? Olaf can just move, and I think Olaf needs to be keeping an eye on that other one. They've got nobody near it, but still. We need to keep an eye on it. In fact, we can deploy ready for it, actually. Now, yes, we can be... Actually, no, we can't be attacked. Ooh, okay, so we might even grab that side. We might even grab 2 silos next turn. Which would be fairly advantageous if we can do it. Also going to deploy another tank. End turn. So Max's duties. He's up to 2,000. And we need to now get that number increased as quickly as we can. So there's 3. And that'll do there. Next up, we need to secure this, and we do that by sitting an anti-air on it and blasting the infantry away. The infantry are far more worrisome for us at this point, and in fact, the infantry we can destroy this round. With no infantry nearby, they cannot attack. They cannot use that silo. Additionally, we are going to weaken the other tank unit they've got there. Right, what can I do with this artillery unit? I mean, I've been thinking about this for a while, but really I got nothing. I suppose the best thing I can use it for is probably bait. And just keeping people locked in. Well, we'll retreat you back for the moment. So, 3 properties earned, 3,000, that'll get to 4,000. 10 after that, I can get you reasonably close to getting 6,000 a turn, and at that point, that's a bomber in 4. So still reasonably slow, but I feel we're in a stronger position here. They have, though, deployed their mid-tank turn. Recons do not do all that much damage to artilleries. Yeah, Mac's in trouble. Maybe we should go with the battlecopter. No, I didn't last time, and I kind of... Yeah, in fact, actually, looking at the amount of anti-air they got up there again. Yeah. Alright. The good news is, this turn is going to be fairly bad for them. Missile 1. Missile 2. So their ridiculously strong front line has just lost a lot of power. Second point of note is that we need to secure that anti-air away from them. But we're also going to... No, we can attack this way around. Attack there, and move the tank up to try and hold that other... The other, airport. Because we still have a massive... Yeah, Olaf still has much more money, a lot more money than Max does. So if he can secure the airport, it's actually more beneficial for us. And in theory he can now. There's not a lot really threatening it. At least not a lot that's got a lot of power left. And I might even be able to kill the recon with these infantry attack. Didn't quite, but still. So given that we're sort of waiting to see if Olaf can get that airport secured, and if he can, we're attacking that way. We move on to Max's turn. So, 5,000. We grab that one. It doesn't matter if we use the APC there or not, so actually the APC is going to go and do its own thing now. So that's 5. And 4 bases. So that takes up a 9 next turn, which is battlecopter territory. Not really quite enough though, is it? At least we don't have any silos to worry about, so what I can do this turn is I can actually start attacking. The downside is I still can't do an awful lot of damage to things. But I can kill the anti-air, which is going to be a problem for us if we leave it. I can then heavily weaken the reconnaissance. So if I keep sending them back to go and heal rather than actually attacking me, and they waste their funding doing that, that's beneficial to me. So yeah, they've gone back for repairs, and that makes sense to me. They've gone for a fusion and recovery turn. Now this will probably hurt. It's only down to 3. And there's still that 1 silo left. But Olaf can deal with that now, actually. Now, fairly certain silos have a little feature that makes them... can't remember. That might be friendly fire. But I can still hit most of my... Yeah, in fact, that's not a bad... Oh, we'll go there, just on the off chance. So that weakens everything there down to 1s. This should be a good turn. Tank, advance, attack. I also don't know what happened, but they actually didn't attack my infantry unit that's there. Unfortunately, it doesn't really change anything, does it? Yeah, it's still going to take them... Yeah, I'd have to move and deploy the unit, so it didn't actually save me any time doing that. Right, out that way around. Just reduce the number of units you've got again. I know they're going to get another strong group of units in at the moment, but they are so weakened right now. So very, very weakened that I have to try and take advantage of it. And I know I should really go for the tank because it's a more expensive unit, but I'd like to get rid of units if possible as well. I don't mind them having a few weakened ones they have to send back home, but if you have an option to kill a unit, you should probably take it. Right, this now takes us up to 6. Well, let's take us to 5 this turn, 6 the turn after, and that's the most money we're going to get. Actually, we can get 7. Downside is I do have to defend that point. So that's how I'm going to defend it, because I don't think they've got the anti-air can quite deal with that in one go. And I have this as a backup in case things do go a bit awry. Downside is we know they're going to deploy something this turn. We know they are. But that is not a bad play. We already know that we can sort of block positions off on the factory. So by doing that, we have blocked a position off. We have nothing immediately forward that's going to bother us. I have an APC that can move into a blocking position. And based on our current status, that is going to take us to 14, 19... No, 14, 20. So we're 3 turns away from having bombers attacking from max, which is a good position to be in. We did disrupt them. They only got 1 infantry out of that turn. So by positioning there, it survived. Goodness knows how. But we are disrupting their ability to do things. And if you're disrupting their ability to do things, you are doing a good job, because I might actually be able to deploy them out. Downside I already see is that we're not going to be able to secure that position very easily. Because unfortunately that's got cover on it. On the plus side though, I think I can do a lot more disruption now. And I think they're going to be concentrating on their factory issues rather than the airport on the right hand side. So, whatever they deploy can attack. That's the key. They can attack straight out of the factory, which is a pain. But I'm already blocking off a position on it, and I've got 2 low-moss stuff that can move in regardless. And if I did disrupt their rocket, that's just, yeah, there's a big help. All right, let's see what you do here. Now, I already know I cannot actually grab. In fact, they can't even get that far. I want to see where you move. I also obviously have not been spending a lot of money. 9,000. I mean, I'm not looking at bombers just yet in any case, but I'm gonna build a Neo tank just to start spinning some money up. 14,000. Can't get close enough. Still, let's get capturing, and then let's get Let's get deploying, shall we? We're going to attack. Yeah, I approve of that move. I don't know what I'm going to be blocking by moving here, but I'm fairly certain they have a rocket coming soon. In fact, I'll be very surprised if they don't have a rocket coming soon. And I am really, really, really tempted to build a battlecopter and just go for it, but I'm going to wait. Day 8. I didn't block the Neo tank. That's unfortunate. That is also slightly unfortunate, but we're going to get the territory first. And critically, that's going to put us up to bomber money at that stage. So we are very nearly away. Yeah, you might as well start going for that. Next, we're going to see if that bomber, that tank can even get into. It can. That heavily reduces what they can do, though. And this, I think you'll find, is a good play. Now, that Neo tank can absolutely destroy whatever we forward and field, but still, can't do all about that. Not been able to do a lot about that for a while. It's just the way it works. Done it. If I could have moved the third unit on there, I'd have done it, but it's fine. So we'll stay where we are. Move to there, actually. Deny them the extra attack boost there, and just go boom. Imagine that reconnaissance unit is going to die. This infantry is definitely going to die, but we're going to at least take them out first. Okay. You see, this is looking much better. Okay, 20,000. So we're going to have some reserve cash come then anyway. I'm going to stick with the attacks on the anti-air because as much as I don't imagine it's actually a problem for us anymore with that bomber coming, I still would rather just get rid of it. Meanwhile, I'm going to stick with where I am. Time to power through, I think. They didn't deploy anything, though. I don't know whether that's because we blocked or whether they just decided there was nothing there. They went for the infantry, which seems an odd choice for me, especially as that's moved it in range of the other mid-tank. They seem to be obsessed with killing the infantry, and I don't mind that so much at this point in the game. I'm going to deploy their missile unit. Don't know. We'll find out in a moment. Good news is I think Olaf's about to get snow power, and this is the turn that I want snow power. Actually, this is the one turn where it would be beneficial to us and not so detrimental to our bomber efforts. Unfortunately, we don't have it. Okay. Attack. Boom, 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 boom. 6 to 7. So definitely live with that. Now we have the bot. Now we have it.
Blue Moon is indestructible.
Blizzard. Now with no Tempest power here coming up, just the ice, the snow power. So we have a slight attack boost in snow. At least I thought we had a slight attack boost in snow, though I think that's the same number that's come up there. And we suffer no movement penalties. Everybody else kinda does. Yeah, not even kinda. They do. So that's heavily restricted that. That means we have ourselves an airport. This is probably silly, but we've done it anyway. So, looking at things, that secures there. Looking at things, I'm still going to make this attack because it's still worth it. We're blocking here. I could have blocked all 3 points off. I could have moved tank across and infantry in, but we'll hold that there for the moment. Okay, all good. I say, this is the turn we don't mind it. Bomber gets built. Can't do a lot with that. You can't really get very far at all, but that just shows how poor their movement's going to be. Infantry through woodland, not a very nice experience for anybody. Okay. How am I getting you repaired at this point, actually? Tank's going to stay back. Bomber has been built. Alright. Superpower, but snow. I'm not sure how this is going to interact here. I'm fairly confident she's still going to have the movement penalties. Prime Tactics normally removes the movement barriers, but I'm not sure. Either way, this was the turn to try it. Oh, they went for the tank, not the... Okay. Was that a good move? That tank... Yeah, they're suffering movement penalties still. They have no movement. Okay, snow goes away. That was the perfect turn to use that. Absolutely without question. So now, we're going to secure the point. While that's like that, they cannot really do a lot to us. 28% damage means I can probably wipe that unit out this turn, which is helpful. And with no bonuses going on, we now have all the advantage. Chance for tank will be enough. It was. Okay, so they are moving down to try and take units there. However, it's not going to work out for them because now we're about to deploy a bomber of our own on that side of the board. Or a battlecopter if we don't have enough. Didn't actually check that. We do. That's a bomber. And I'm not going to attack there. It's just no point. If I attack, I'm going to lose the unit anyway. So we'll hold off and try and secure things. End turn. Right, bomber time. And they have deployed the missile. We already know it takes a couple of turns to get there, so the best thing I can do right now is just move in and wipe something out. And I'm more inclined to wipe out the tank. Taking it down to 1. We will get hit by the anti-air. Or will we? No, we won't, actually. That I approve of. And we have many, many blocking units now in place. Yeah, we'll get artillery, but honestly, we'll survive that. So I'm quite happy there, and we're going to build a battlecopter. So again, the tactic of blocking the factory has just turned this around. I mean, it's helping the technique. It wasn't speed that we were down on last time. Speed actually we maxed. We did it fast enough, despite my opinion that we hadn't. Oh, that might actually... Yeah, they'll probably lose that unit. It was technique and power we didn't have. This time we've definitely got the power down. Whether we got the techniques better. Oh, you evil people. You evil, evil people. Don't know why I'm surprised. I know they're evil people. But in we go. Bomber advances. Battlecopter takes its place. We grab this territory. We also attack your artillery with, you know, machine guns. Also, I'm very worried it had crashed there, which would have been a shame, all in all. Right, so you're going to move back to there. There's really not much point in doing a lot else. Now we could attack and adjust things. Now my Neo tank ready there just in case things go wrong, but I think we're now going to start attacking from here. Uh, 7 to 3. 7 to 7 is a bit dodgy. but we're still doing 30% damage, so that means it'll heal up to 6, go down to 4. I think the tank will survive that, even with Lash's attack bonuses. And we want to keep the recon there. Right, now we're just going to dodge you. Darn you for making this slightly more tricky. So you move to there. You run away. And you attack that. So Max won't be able to deploy anything new this turn. We already kind of knew that. This now attacks in, destroys that, destroys the tank. We pretty much have this side of the battle wrapped up. Even go and just supply for no reason. Yeah, if they move that, then I can kill them. Which they, I don't know why, but it keeps cutting out. I'm actually now inclined to just put a save state in, but yeah, thank you. Go on, just last a turn or two. Turn or two is all I ask at this point. Alright, Recon versus Mech. Usually it's a bad matchup, but it depends who attacks who when they attack first. It doesn't look as if they're moving that missile. Second downside of this is that they are going to put the thing there. Right, so since I have to dodge the missile on this side now, so there you can attack and hit next turn, but you do not have Colin's power boost, so you may take a couple of turns on this. Meanwhile, battlecopters come out and they start killing things. Yeah, 6 to 6, and we attack. That's really bad, but I suppose they are mech units rather than infantry. Still, bye bye. And 1. What can I do with you? I think, actually, just the security, I'm gonna attack that way around. Because I don't need strong units to be holding up the position there. In fact, what I've got there at the moment, the weakest possible units, is the way to play this. So I'm going to actually go in, send my tank off. Because, yeah, you know what, there's no point in holding here with my strong units. Like, the one strong infantry is enough. 2. Merge those together. 5 and thing. I wish I could just swap those 2 positions over, but I can't, so that's going to have to do here. Right. Okay. Let's wipe you out. And that's the superpower activation. This is me just making sure of things. If he goes to next turn, I've got it with Max. The Max is the definite person who can kill in one shot, so where possible we want him to finish things. Olaf might take 2. He's not that. He doesn't have any kind of power boost. In fact, Olaf has a neutral. He's just flat. He's flatly good, as it turns out. You actually can make a swap, so I'm going to send the tank off. Go and kill that infantry off, and we'll move the APC into the central blocking position. Okay. Superpower next turn. That will end it. We're going to end this then on day 14, which may not give us a speed boost. Can't remember when we ended it last time, but I think we had. I think we spent a bit longer on this, but we're going to get better power scores and almost certainly better technique scores. So we may still have an S rank here. If not, well, I've done my best. This is my second attempt. We'll call it then. No, poor APC. We knew you. Right. Olaf, can you actually do enough damage to blow that up? 95. Since you cannot, let's see what else you can do. 94. So probable chance of killing a tank unit off. So we're going to take the probable chance, hope for a 10% variance to go in our favour. Didn't. I say 0 to 10% is the default luck-based chance of things going in your favour. Somewhere between 0 and 10% extra damage. Every character has that by default, though certain characters have different ones. Flak, for example, has a much higher variance. I think his goes from 15 to -5. Sonya has a -5 to a +5 variance. So yeah, by default she does, well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, but you can almost assume a 5% boost on most characters. With Sonya, you can assume it is exactly what it says, and it could be worse. Meanwhile, I think we've wiped out all the enemy units other than that APC and whatever they built this turn. In fact, I could just wipe them out here. I mean, actually, the downside of it is I don't think I can. But they don't have a lot left, do they? I can put another blizzard up, but that's not really going to matter too much. Can't kill you. End turn. Alright, max superpower, and that is game over. That was an S rank. I say, Camby's awesome for this mission, though of course you have to spend longer building your bomber up. All of his units have +20 defense as well, so... Which is why it's sometimes worth doing the Yellow Comet missions first and just getting it that way around. Right. You fly over to there, destroy that tank. Yeah, if we don't max out power, that's going to be a problem. We should get most of our points for speed, and we have so many units still alive. Oh, I am disappointed. Don't know why I was building those, really. Alright. 152. Battle is done. What is the score?
Mission complete.
Boom! That is how you do the S rank. You just block their operations completely. Glory to Blue Moon and glory to Olaf. That one turn. I mean, you know, in many ways, that turn with the blizzard was actually so critical to a lot of things. Because if she'd have gone full lash with the movement penalties, I imagine I'd have been stomped quite heavily that turn, and it would have taken me another 2 or 3 turns to recover. Overall, that went about as well as it could have gone. And thus we have completed the Blue Moon campaign, and now we move on to Yellow Comet. So we're going to be introduced to a new character, and by the way, the missions get slightly easier actually, oddly, because they're sort of simultaneous, they're supposed to go on at the same time. Still, we've done it this way around, and now we'll enjoy the slightly easier missions for now. Until next time, folks.